Good morning, traders. This is Trader Cisco with Euodoo Trading. Just thought I'd give you a couple of things that I'm noticing in the market that I benefit from, and I thought I might share with you. Uh, Primarily, or I should say, the first thing I wanted to show you was the euro dollar on the daily chart. We see that we're finally getting a little bit more back into this bearish move after a little bit of a recovery that we had. Uh, but one thing that I am picking up on that I thought I would share this morning is just the way that this pair is continuing to move. Some of you may be familiar with what's called the ABC, which basically is showing you the symmetry that moves in the market. If you're not familiar with this, let me just show you how it works and then also what that projects out to over the longer course of time. You'll notice this first surge down that we had, then we had this recovery. Well, if we take the length of this surge down and move it to the next move, you'll notice how close it matches up. A very symmetrical move came down to this level. Then we had the next recovery. So then let's follow that trend by moving this down yet again. And what you notice is that it hits right on the 2586 level. If you look to the left, you'll notice that 2586 was the low from this prior move and when the uptrend started. So it seems, let's say, likely that because we had our first move and then surge back up, our second move that also matched the first as far as a measured move, it would seem that it would not be out of the ordinary that we would come down to this level, which would also match up and give us a double bottom. Just something that I picked up on the euro dollar, and will say for sure that it is a targeted area for me. That 1.2586 is the specific line, but obviously it would be right there in that same area. As far as another chart that I noticed that had some interesting um, something interesting to look at, that's the euro yen, and only because of how well protected this 111 area is on the chart. We're looking at a daily chart here on the EurJpy, and it's very obvious to see that 111 area is extremely strong. What I notice from this chart and to keep in mind is both the 100 moving average here on the daily. You'll notice is basically flat line, telling you that we're pretty much stuck in this consolidated range, both above and below the 100 moving average. The thing that I will watch for would be a break above this 1100. Give me an open and close above that level. Here's a 4-hour chart. You'll notice how measured these moves end up being. We stay right within these channels, and I believe if we do have an open and close above this 111, that we should at least come up here and tap this 100 moving average, which would be about a 50 pip move. I think that's very possible. So the kind of setup that I would be looking for in this arrangement would be an open and a close above 111, and then I would like to see it to come back and kiss that level, that 111, before then taking off on a long. I'm not for a moment's notice telling you I think that we're going to break that 111, but it is something that I would be watching. I'm sure there's many traders out there that are shorting off of that 111, and that looks like a very legitimate setup too. It's just things that I'm watching in the market. It would not be a surprise for me that we use that 111 as a resistance point and that we start dropping. But just something that I've noticed on that pair, thought I would share. The other one I want to share is the Audi dollar. Now, again, this is the 4-hour chart based off of a trend wall that was drawn on the daily level. I spoke about this one yesterday, and the fact that we had this very interesting move where it broke through this trend level, it came back to kiss the trend level, trend wall, excuse me, and then made a very nice, wonderful move. That kiss came back and also was the 50 moving average. Well, another interesting move happened, and that was the reversal play. You can't see it so much on this, but it was based on this secondary trend wall off the daily level. And on the 4 hour, you can see just the ending of that. You'll notice that it did break through this level. What I want to show you though is what occurred down all the way on the 30-minute level. Here's that same trend wall that we were just talking about. What happened is once the pair broke through that level, there was an open and close candle. Then guess what? We had a bullish candle that come back and kissed that level right there at 99.14, 99.15, and then dropped off. Again, just to show this type of setup, if you would have traded this with a 20 pip stop, it is paid over 150 pips. Very, very beautiful move. That being said, there was also this move right here, and that was a failure, uh, where that trade did not hold up long enough to pay any type of nice return before it failed. But the interesting thing here is with a setup like this, if that trade does fail, if you're trying to trade those trend wall where it comes back to respond to the trend wall and you're using, say, a 20 pip or even a 30 pip stop, when that trade does fail, it's pretty easy to accept it when you know the reversal trade will also happen. Use the same style of stop, and yet that one could pay out 4 or 5 to 1. So it just gives you a pretty good opportunity where you can see the value of those types of setups and why I like them. One other pair that I wanted to look at this morning was the Euro Pound on the daily chart. What I wanted to take note here, again, this is a daily setup, and by drawing this trend wall here, a few things are interesting to see. We can see how it was respected, but there's also some pretty interesting opportunities where that line got tapped. Look, we had this breakthrough of the trend wall. We come back and we uh, come back to kiss this trend wall in this area. Then it falls off nicely. Came back up and kissed the trend wall again, and then again it has fallen off nicely. So just some things that I've seen in the market this morning. I hope these things help you in your trading or in your experience, and I'd love to hear your comments. Have a great day. I will talk to you tomorrow.